some information. I'm wondering about certain people who've been thinking that it's close to the end of the world. Maybe it is, but maybe it isn't. I'm just thinking along the lines of what that all means. I mean, there's Christian people who talk about the end of the world. There's Islam people who talk about the end of the world. And I'm sure there's some amongst the Jewish faiths and other faiths who also have certain beliefs about that and think that the time is near. From what I've seen, and what I know mostly is from the Christian point of view, is the time is not known. It's this fixed point in time that nobody knows except God. And so people sometimes seem to me like they think it's their job to help things along. That just because it means God's coming back to earth, that they want to have a part in it. And so it's their duty to make it happen. Actually, they don't have to make it happen. It will happen anyway. Now, I just want to give a little bit of insight on this. The idea is that the end of the world is not a good time. It's a very terrible time. It's a time of wars, famine, plagues, pestilence, earthquakes, terrible volcanic activities, fire, the sun getting way hotter, all sorts of things like that. And you want to make it happen sooner? Well, if this point in time is fixed, we don't know what it is, but if it's fixed at a certain point in time, if you make it happen earlier, make the times get worse earlier, you've merely prolonged the terrible times. So, my advice to you is, look at what you should be doing. What were the commandments? Wasn't it something like spread the good news? Wasn't it like love one another? Wasn't it like spread the faith, have charity, be patient, take care of people, make the world a better place overall? The reason that the world will come to an end is because of the failure of faith, the failure of good, the failure of charity, that all this bad stuff comes about. And I don't think you want to be a part of that. Another thing is people put a number of different interpretations on some of the end time writings, such as the book of Revelation. There's a lot of interesting things in there. Some of it's about the past, some of it's about the present, but much of it's about the future. And there's a lot of visions and imagery and things in there, and people try to interpret it different and interesting ways. And maybe they have an insight and know something, maybe they have a revelation of their own, maybe. But maybe that book was written for people in the future. Maybe that book doesn't make much sense to us now because it's not written to us now. It's written to them in the future. And when that time, that terrible time comes, and they happen to open this book and look in it, what it says, though it doesn't mean a lot to us now literally, doesn't mean a lot to us. It's figurative to us for the most part. But to them, it will be like, oh, wow. How did they know? How could this be? It will suddenly make sense, terrible sense. And then what? And if they read on and understand it, they will know their part. They will know it's not that any of us should be about bringing it on sooner. It will come at its appointed time. So I just thought I'd leave that with you. Perhaps you've heard some people talking about the end of the times, and I just wanted to make sure that some people get all scared about it. They think it's happening today, tomorrow. It could happen today or tomorrow, but right now I think it's still a little ways off into the future. So I just thought I'd leave that with you for now, and I'll be seeing you.